our reconciliation will take place in this whole land, from Banjul to and for members of the Gambia who are in the diaspora, that Lord, we pray that patience will exist in all of us, and that your own justice will fall down in this land for all. In Jesus' name we pray, praise and thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, my Bishop. Council, I believe we are continuing with our April 2000 theme. If that is the case, I will ready with this morning's witness. If we are, please proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning to you all. Indeed, we are continuing with April 10 and 11. The usher bring in the witness. In the meantime, I would like to address a procedural matter from yesterday's hearing. I had indicated that I would like to tender into the record the identity document of Ms. Mane in order to have a record of her actual age. I would like to do so as Exhibit 0073. So with your permission, I seek the admission of this document. It's a photocopy of the identity card front and back, and it's a national identity card. Thank you.
Request granted. Thank you.
I, Abdoukarim Jammeh,
do swear that
I'll speak the truth,
I will speak the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me Allah.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Jammeh. Welcome to the Commission.
Thank you. Good morning.
Can I just ask the usher to hand this over to the commissioners? We met yesterday. You know my name, Horeja Balagay.
Yes.
I will be questioning you today on behalf of the commissioners. Before we begin, can I just ask what language you would like to testify in?
In Mandinka, please.
In Mandinka, please.
Yes.
Can I ask that the interpreters prepare to interpret Mandinka in English? We'll just give them a few seconds to change seating.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Jammeh, for your testimony today, you've already opted to testify in Mandinka. Therefore, I ask that you allow a few seconds at the end of my speech so that the interpretation can be conducted. I will do the same.
Allah diamulu nata diamu tafaye de isi secondan tabula jannite fanambe diamula wayrimbe kanna soro ke kan kamulu tole koma jang pour nyin kamala kanna soro se ke nyama andunga lakumulu fanal kana sele nyokan.
Okay.
So that way we will both speak slowly, so please take your time. We have one session.
Akoto kamala mbe albesa lawato ta kadia mu doman pour ko nyim besi lankena ma ay senaya.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. For your testimony today, we will cover about 3 topics.
Akobila sede aroto mbe kukuma sabale mala.
Okay.
There are, of course, sub-issues in each one.
Ako kiliwo kilima faye quality bari be dendi nyola.
Okay.
We will begin with background information about who you are.
Mba folola ifangola kunya kibaro la itele mujumati.
Okay.
Then the bulk of your testimony would be about the events of April 10th, 2000.
Amunta ila sedero members yala je wala bekala April karo tili tangoti 2000 sangokono.
Okay.
The Commission wants to make sure that it receives information from different perspectives and from individuals in different locations who were in different locations at the time.
Ako commission wala filaka kibaro soto kulu tanya silolu fatata nyaming aning kabo molu bulu menu manke kilinte aning kolu fanalu fatata nyaming aning aketa dinkiralu menuto purolu besi senea.
Okay.
So on Monday we heard testimony from Mr. Lamin Job regarding the events in Brikama.
Ako tenel lungo Mr. Lamin Job dia mutajanne kolu menu keta Brikama.
Okay.
On Tuesday we heard testimony from Mr. Seni Sengor regarding the events in Esso.
Ako talata lungu nga sedearo moy Mr. Seni Sengor bulujang kolu keta nyaming Esso sate o fananto.
Okay.
And today we hope to hear your different perspective about the events at Westfield, Dipakunda, Kanifing.
Ako woto bimbe lafila kete fanana karo moy kolu keta nyaming Westfield, Dipakunda aning Kanifing.
Okay.
We will then talk about the impact that this has had on you.
Bitun sina dia mufanang wokoe men sababu ite fangoma.
Okay.
So we will talk about the injuries that you sustained, as well as injuries and other information that you observed.
Okola baramolu ni mantora kolu men ketete la nsio kacha aning de kukotengolu kukolengolu menu late kan ofanansi lankene ma aning akolu lata nyame.
Okay.
And a lot of this would cover your time at the RVH, as it was known at the time.
Ako otumo dum members yala je wolem yo wato men ke banyun loptani bato otumo ikafudame RVH.
Okay. We'll talk about the incidents that you witnessed and other activities at the hospital.
Mbe kachala fanan kuola menu ketete nyala ya menu sedea anin kukotengolu menu tamata inyala loptanoto.
Okay.
And we will also address briefly the treatment that you received in other places.
Andumbe kachala le fanan jara rome yasoto dinkira kotengolu tokata.
Okay.
And then we will end with other types of impact beyond just the medical impact, such as the social impact as well as psychological impact.
Andumbe tumbina kumo banna damen wolem jara rola karola akolu late ye nyami. Aning itafangola hadamaya kolu to ay mantoro men sababu mani ila kolu keta nyamin aning fanang ila sondo mo miro to ila hadamaya to nyinko e mel lekang.
Okay.
As well as a bit about the activism that you've been conducting over the years in order to bring attention to the plight of April 10 and 11 victims, as well as your quest for justice.
Aning fanang yekatolu menuke yekulu menu tamandi kalo purka tonya fasa puru tilingu nin tonya sina moli mantoro lata menu kang aning kataku kotenglu menu fanalu tamata itila karola puru kajako tilingu nin tonya e sabati nyinkoto.
Okay.
Are you ready to begin your testimony on those topics?
Yes.
Ako silang foi paretale ila kolto puru ka damuta paretale.
I'm ready, inshallah.
I'm ready, inshallah.
For the record, can you please state your full name?
Ako puru saferol kamma ito fangom be mu meo be fubang.
Abdoukarim Jammeh.
My name is Abdoukarim Jammeh.
Mr. Jammeh, are you known by any other names?
Ako fodung todol sudontale ke kumandi men nabang.
Ha.
Well, yes, I have other names.
AKJ.
They call me AKJ.
Can you tell us when and where you were born?
Afanye iwuluta mintole aning Sanjuma.
Muluta Jinak Kajata.
I was born in Jinak Kajata.
North Bank region.
In the North Bank region.
5th March 1979.
On the 5th of March 1979.
Can you tell us where you attended primary school?
Afanye yela primary karambungo to ewo kemintole.
Jinak Kajata.
I attended the Jinak Kajata Primary School.
And then did you attend any other school after that?
Ako biribota auto fueta ta karambundo to lebang.
Wakwato le nata Kombo.
That's the time when I came to Kombo.
Dunta Sheikh Maska.
I went to Sheikh Maska School.
As of April 2000, were you attending Sheikh Mas Junior School, or were you at another school?
Ako 2000 April karo kono. Hanim bi otumo yetara Sheikh Maska karambungul to fobe karambundol to otumo.
Ha.
Yes, I was at Sheikh Maska school.
Can you tell us what grade you were in April 2000?
April 2000 yatara ibe grade jumale karambungoto.
Grade 9.
I was attending grade 9.
For our understanding, can you tell us where your school was located at that time?
Purunga fahamu kende kende ke wo karambungo abe mintole kombojang.
Abe Joshua aning Kanifing Temadal.
The school is located between Joswang and Kanifing.
Bari mum fam sone ada olam GTTI koma bijento.
But the easiest way to locate the place is it's just behind GTTI.
And in April 2000, we understand that there were student demonstrations.
Ako April karo kono 2000 nga nyim fahamu ko talibolu fintitala ya balamba yake. Yes.
Can you, prior to the actual demonstration, can you tell us what information you heard in relation to the demonstration?
Ako janning balamba ya nyim fango yeke. Ye kibar dolu soto ne niolu soto isi olu fono nye menu keta ali ye kibarolu menu kenzung janning balamba ya fango bekela.
Nga kibaro soto kany.
Yes, I have some information.
April karo tili waro la jumalungo.
On Friday, the 7th of April,
karambungoto.
After closing from school,
na kafunyuma do bije atelemunas karamola head boyoti.
I have a friend who was the head boy of the school.
Wale konye ko strike nyanta sotala tenelungo.
He informed me that there will be a demonstration on Monday.
Barbira yo fonye ntenga mira nung kome ka football kumolo fonye kome ebe strike la lenka yes.
When he told me that, I thought that he was talking about football until he asked me, "Are you going to take part? Will you take part?" I said yes.
Anyway, nka post le play, but inse strike nole.
I told him that I am a goalkeeper, but if you want me to play inside, I will still take part.
Akonye ko no mango di demonstration olom.
He told me, no, this is not part of football. It is going to be a demonstration.
Oh, signing I understand.
Then I told him that, well, it's now that I understand you.
Nata fay ko well, sambe tembo min ton temang wonya soto.
I told him, well, right now at this moment I don't have time for that.
But big jeni woka ke ngaki baro soto nung ko komin na kafunyo mafula nung na sitifani tiele tilimbali atamandi kanenu.
But before all that, I also had information that 2 students were maltreated by uniformed men or men in uniform.
So bringa nata konying explain nye ko molbe fintila puruka na ni kuyata ndi wole la kuwala purman sekunda se kukije.
That's the time he explained to me that the demonstration is about those 2 students because we want to show the government that we are angry about what happened to those students so that the government can now do something about those events.
Nata vaiko anyway wo mo kukende balto because nkafu.
And I told him that, well, if that's the case, that's very good. We should do it. We should do it because we are all colleagues.
And coming munkete wala se kenen tol fanalale.
Because what happened to them can happen to any of us.
Ni wo keta fanay fanase lo non nyende.
And if that happens to us, they also can get up and stand for us.
Nata fay ko way sense meklen se kukendo lom na wato sita jaratale nga fintingata.
I told him that, well, that makes sense. It is something good. And when the time comes, we should all come out.
Then nata janja wole nyamantata.
And we dispersed from that point.
I have a couple of questions based on what you've just said. You said that it was the head boy of your school who informed you on the 7th of April that there would be a demonstration.
Yes.
What is the name of that head boy?
Allah head boy atodung
Muhammad Kamara.
His name is Muhammad Kamara.
You told us that it was the demonstration was because of what happened to 2 students who were maltreated.
Fanam foko alla demonstration be kala talibe fulale la koti meni alonko uniform tiwolle ye mantora. Yes.
Can you tell us which two students you're referring to?
Ko isa fono nyen talibe juma nyolem nyelti fo isi tolu fono nyabang.
Walam Ibrahima Bari and Bintamane.
Yes, those students are Ibrahima Bari and Bintamane.
And why was there a need to hold a demonstration in relation to the two students?
Ako sai mune nata sabu hanfo alinyanta fintila ka demonstration o ke puru talibe fulo la ko kamma.
Akumaya tabaka jibe.
It is very important because if you look at it, just how we had the news,
Bintamane yo paramilitary wale rape.
Bintamane was raped by a paramilitary man,
and Ibrahima Bari fana,
and Ibrahima Bari also,
fire service officers all wale ta to kanko iba kulukanne.
Fire officers caught him and said they are going to teach him a lesson.
So kuluro kang itol nata lanatambo keje fo dinno nata faibulu.
Well, what they did was too much. They overdid what they said they will do to the child became so sick that he died.
So nyinku fulo ni ajube.
These two things, if you look at them,
tilimbali alami alanko.
It was a brutal action.
If
you look at it, these men are the men who are supposed to secure these students and make sure that they go through the right path. And if they turn and now do something like this, something brutal to those students,
so as a student body coming to
so if you look at it in that way, we are also students. We are all on the same. We are all in the same boat. What happened to them can happen to any of us.
So
and if that happens like that, we should come out and show to the government that, or we can even put ourselves in their place, or we can put ourselves in their shoes. To demonstrate that what has happened shouldn't have happened, so that we will also know what we can do about it.
You mentioned that on the 7th of April, when the head boy, Mohamed Kamara, told you about the demonstration to take place on Monday.
Head boy Kamara ko wole afayenko alinyanta demonstration okela tenel lungo. Yes.
While you were very concerned about to these two students, your initial reaction was you don't have time for that.
Ako ila Kenya follow wole mnyintiko ite man wato soto puru ku fasongulu ye wole follow fo Kamara e biraya fo ye. Yes, that's what I told him initially. Can
you tell us what was happening at that time?
This coincided with the time of exams at the schools. That's why when he told me this thing, I said initially that I don't have time for it. But after we discussed this thing lengthily, then I remembered that I had of these two incidents before. Well, this is what changed my mind, and I agreed to join the students.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was on the 7th of April, and the demonstration took place, you said, on the Monday. Can you tell us what date that was?
Ako nyinketa ininyi nakachaketa April karotili worowulole. Bari demonstration o yafo ko tenel lungole wo kanyanta lunjumale fe karo kono.
Wakayanta tenel April karotil tanne fe tiltam.
It coincided with the 10th of April. That's the demonstration itself.
And on the 10th of April, you told us this was during exam time. Were you supposed to have an exam on that day or not?
Ako yenyim foko aning exam wato le benta. Fo lundung al nyanta exam kelale wolungo fango la bang fodung al manyang tala class mungulu.
Kay nyanta kela
Yes, we should have exams on that day, on that Monday.
So can you tell us what happened that morning on the 10th of April? Take your time and give us a step-by-step account of what occurred.
Ako woto afonye mune keta wotenel lungo somanda yata simfani simfa ka afonye kol bulata nyono manyami.
Walum tenel lungo somanda.
That Monday morning,
will tell no talaw waro ulama fangola.
I got up around 7 o'clock in the morning.
Saltanganku.
I took bath and prayed.
Wati Jammeh bijen ka boso ta Churchillstown wala Bambo.
On many occasions, I used to join the Churchillstown or at Bambo.
So exam watu ngaje ko mala fi ka late back because ni late ambe na paper miss lale.
So during exams, I don't want to be late for any of the papers because if I am late, I might miss the paper I'm supposed to do.
So wale yake nko batungata Churchillstown.
That's why I said, okay, let me go to Churchillstown.
Katuje karamuta dinol dol ka ji boso kono le dole boso ta way Bambo ni nati katambele mostly akatara boso be fare.
So the reason for going to Churchillstown is that when the bus comes, a lot of students descend from the bus and I will have a chance to join the bus. But at Bambo, mostly the buses come, they are filled up and they don't even stop. They just come and pass.
Yeah, by Bambo mafong la karambunte auto.
Because around Bambo there is no school there.
So dalila nantara Churchillstown.
That's the reason why I went to Churchillstown.
Futadeje.
When I arrived there,
Lota demanding.
I stood for some time.
By mbuka boss je minkana because normally we waton ning 88 taraje wala 8:30 boss kanale.
I stood there for some time without seeing a bus because normally there from 8 to 8:30 usually a bus comes around.
Mbiye fo 8 tambita.
I was there until after 8.
Nyinde it's better you know nga katanga tama nga school auto.
I said to myself that well, it is better for me to walk and go to the school because I have not seen a bus up to now. It might be possible for me to get a bus at Westfield if I arrive at that place in time. Or if I don't even have a bus at Westfield, I can even jog or run. Because what time mo funding ke aring ka football ke ka boroke then ko batunga fefe onyam fajeni mbe futala school before na paper miss. Because at that time I was young, I used to run, I used to play football. I said as an athletic, I can still walk or run and go to the school if I don't even have a vehicle, so that I will not miss my paper. That's how I left Churchillstown and went.
Westfield.
When I arrived at Westfield, still I haven't seen a bus, but I saw students coming. Many of them, they were running. Some of them were shouting with their bags. Some were holding books in their hands. I stood for the time and looked at them. I said, I don't know what's going on. Because strike completely. Because at that time I had already forgotten about this strike completely. So not all. That's how I came. I looked around and thought by myself, where can I go right now? Which route can I take to reach my school? After Westfield Jacaranda Dalaje, Silandindo Bije. I was there. There is a place called Jacaranda. There is a small road from that building.
I just want to focus on what you observed at Westfield before we proceed further.
Okay.
Yes.
You said that you saw students and they were holding books. How else did you know that they were students? Apart from that.
They are wearing uniforms. Because I was also wearing my school uniform, so I recognized them as students from school.
The students that you saw around Westfield, were they all wearing the same uniform or did you see different uniforms at that time?
Nyin talibolu menu yeje Westfield. Uniform façon kilingole be la bang fodung ila uniform lu fatam tale ko karambung lu fatam nyame.
Tonya le fatam tale karamum sifa jamal la uniform bi.
Yeah, there were different students because they were wearing different uniforms from different schools.
You said that they were running, is that what you said?
Akoyaje ibe borikan nang koyo le fobay nimboro lembang. Yes.
Could you tell what they were running away from?
For isa fo no nyine ibe borikan kabomune la ibe borikam mune mawtumo.
Yeah, walang kay. Ibe borikam minna walam fani city la wala be koma na security.
Well, that's it. They were running from the security forces who were behind them.
Do you recall which security forces that you saw?
For hakilo si bulale bang ete na security na ye jumanyol leje sojarol policeol fo jumanyol lem.
Nga paramilitary leje kom.
I saw they were being followed by the paramilitary forces.
Can you tell us what kind of uniforms those security forces, the paramilitary, were wearing?
For isa fo no nye mu uniform façon ne be dunding wo paramilitary wala wotumo.
Coming dark blue.
They were wearing dark blue, maybe it's navy blue, but it's dark blue as I can say.
And when you saw these paramilitary forces, first of all, do you recall how many you saw? Was it a large group or was it just a few of them?
Ako sayang yewo paramilitary ulumenu jewonya imo jamalo mbam fumo danta doronnem.
Imanke mo dintinak because ni ajibe.
Well, I cannot say there were few, but I can say that there were more than 10 people.
And when you saw them, you've already told us the uniforms they were wearing. Were they carrying anything?
Ako briyeje ya fanyene uniform façon membela bari mum fem façon lebe bulolu kono.
Nakoro sirota ngamun jinga kido jebulle ani lain fole mum katara ibulu kamol lipemin nadal.
Well, they were holding guns, and apart from that, they were having also what they used to beat people with.
You said they were holding guns. Were you able to tell what kind of guns they were holding?
Akoya kidolu menu jebulu foi sa fono nyenne mun kidi façon nu lemu.
Man kidolu mbake nak nta fono la waye nakoro ziroto dal biru ko la nata jibe roke nata je ko AK-47 na bebul no wato.
At that time, I don't know much about guns, but afterwards, I came to realize that the type of gun I saw with them were the AK-47 rifles.
And we will come to how you found out that information, but still focusing on the events at Westfield.
Ako bitung mbina futala wala manyato, bari bitung purka hanimbi ka jube menketanung Westfield.
You said that they were also holding truncheons. Did you see them using those truncheons?
Ako ya fanyum fananko ekamoli menu katare bulu fo ya jelebe molu lipakan wala bang.
Hange jelebe lipakan.
Yes, I saw them beating students with those truncheons.
And you said as a result students were fleeing.
Ako wale du ya sabu talibolu be borikambang.
Ha.
Yes.
What about their guns? Did you see them using their weapons at that time?
Ako tembo elawo jero kono ya jele fanam foye kido fay bang.
Hange je fay?
Yes, I saw them shooting.
What were they shooting at?
Ibe kido fay kan juma nyol lema.
Yanya telen student nyol la walbe ikome we no kan seba fay kan.
They were shooting at the students because the students were in front of them running and these paramilitary were behind them firing guns.
And when they fired those guns, did you notice if the students sustained any injuries as a result?
Foi la cross roto. Biri yo kidolu fay wonya. Foi nata talibolu jele men ya lon ko ye baramoso to akono wala e kudo so to akono bang.
Wato dal na cross romo futa je nak.
Well, at that time I didn't keep my mind on all those things.
But do you recall seeing any student with injuries that time at Westfield?
Ako bari foi nata talibel jelu bang men ya lon ko nata baramoso to ko Westfield je.
Wato de mommo je min baramata je.
Well, at that instant moment I didn't see anybody wounded.
And just to make sure it's clear, do you recall seeing any blood at any point during your time at Westfield?
Ako fo elataro Westfield kono je wo ko be kerin kola fo nata yeloje le dinkirato wala mo balabang.
No,
No, at that time I haven't seen anybody. I haven't seen any blood or anybody wounded.
So this was very early in the morning. You saw paramilitary beating students, also firing their weapons.
Akonyi musomanda juno lete. Ya paramilitary uluje ila wo liparang lubebulu betalibolu lipakang kido lubebulu wale mbang. Yes.
You did not notice any injuries at that time?
Ako bari wotembo imambara maje talibolu bala wotembo.
Honey.
Yes, I didn't see any wound on the students.
And the students were fleeing at that time. What did you do?
Ako talibolu be borikan wotumo. Sa yete fangunata ke minata muneke.
Coming up nata o silandingo je coming auto space palace obedience do noni njela coming malafinga for na exam la pour ka dunje kata na karamoto.
Well, that's the time I looked around and observed that small road from that place I mentioned earlier, Jacaranda. So I said, okay, let me leave this place. Then I took that small route to go to my school so that I will not miss my examination paper.
Because what follow?
Because by that time they have not even arrived or they have not reached my position where I was standing.
Okay, so then
I took that small route. I went for, I took a small distance.
I met
with other students coming from that direction also. They were also running towards me. Those people were followed by soldiers. They were also firing, the soldiers were also firing at the students.
Okay,
when I saw that, I stood. I turned. I retraced my steps. I came back to Westfield. I went along and I continued with those students.
Before you retreated and went back to Westfield, I have a couple of questions. You said that you saw soldiers at that point when you took that shortcut.
Yes.
Are you referring to the paramilitary or soldiers of the GNA?
Ako wolfanal mu paramilitary leti bang fodu nyindol mu Gambia National Army la sojarol leti.
Yeah, wol mu Gambia National Army la sojarol leti.
They belong to the Gambia National Army.
Can you describe the uniforms that they were wearing?
Afonye mu uniform façon nu le bewlu la wotumo.
Wole camouflage la dum.
Wearing camouflage uniforms.
And what color was that?
Mun couleur façon ne moti.
Ñing sojarol la dendiko rek mun ka green, I don't know.
It is
camouflage,
the same camouflage that the soldiers wear, green and other colors.
In terms of the weapons that they were carrying, can you tell us what you observed? Were they carrying AK-47 or different kind of weapons?
Ako jorang lu melu fana ya aje bulu. Mun jorang façon le fana mu AK-47 o leti bang fo munem.
Ha wo fana be kelawolde because bring ngol je tonta wala nyama instant.
Yes, it could be that they are having AK-47s because the moment I saw them and I saw them firing, I turned immediately.
When you saw them, you said the students were still fleeing away from them.
Well, the students were running helter-skelter, seriously, to get away from these soldiers.
Did the soldiers do anything with their weapons?
Yes, they were firing.
And similar questions, did you notice any injuries caused at that point?
Ako ko ay nyinin ka men nanungo du karadola fo nyin dom fanang yet barama jele bang talibolu bala fo kujeje
ani mom barama je wato.
Well, I didn't see anybody wounded at that time also.
So again, did you notice any blood at that point in time?
Ako tembo fanang fo yelo jele bang mobala.
Ani.
No, I didn't see any blood.
In the previous scenario, you mentioned that soldiers were also beating, the paramilitary were also beating the students.
Ako yemen follow jenum paramilitary lu be men noma yaje ko ibe dindinglu lipakang. Yes.
Apart from shooting, were the soldiers that you saw doing anything else?
Ako bundiro kola ni sojara dolu menu ye jeteng wul fanalu be fobe kudo ke kan men nin kidifa yote kilindi bang.
Wal dal mol li parola because ngeji wato min rek nta tonta.
Well, I didn't see them beating the students because the moment I saw them with guns firing, I turned.
And from what you told us, they were firing at the students.
Ako yemem fanya wala mnyenti be kido fay kan talibol lekma.
Tell us what happened when you retreated back to Westfield.
Afanyem bitu mune nata ke birimuru ta foy futata Westfield.
Birim futata Westfield.
When I arrived at Westfield,
then wato leo nyindol fana mulka bonang PIU mafangala.
That's the time those running away from the paramilitary coming from the direction of the PIU.
Newel nata beng.
I met up with those students.
So group on nata wara.
Now the group became bigger.
Then birabotola.
Then after that,
saying soldier nata in Karadola, paramilitary benaka in Karadola.
So we were sandwiched. Soldiers were on the other side, the paramilitary were on the other side.
So saying otemboto ikadulala jivere kite se palaso sotno dao da edunje.
At that time, every man was running for his head. You just look around and search for a place where you can save yourself.
Sombo jiverola.
As I was looking for a place,
ngasila doje min dunta kom mfolota daming.
I saw a route near the place I first took to go to my school.
Sila do bijen dunta nata dunjela.
I took that road also.
So Brinte dunta jema fangala.
So when I went into that route,
student dol fana nata join tankai.
Some students also followed me.
Then saim bi important tata.
So we all were running away.
And in which direction were you running towards?
Albebori kan kataminto mafang.
Saim dunkang, let's say the same Canifing, let's say Canifing South mafangala.
We were heading towards Canifing South.
So
can you give us a landmark towards what kind of establishment, for instance?
Ako misali fe fo fentije mensi ke taman seroti isay me ita ko afoko nyin dinkira kare wala nyim bunkare ntata o ma fangolela.
It's like coming Johnson will be new pala tak.
The Johnsons were just near the Westfield main Johnson, not far away.
Come saying taxi kalo daming.
Now that's the place where the taxis used to stand at Westfield.
Nin taxi kabonam Westfield nakala sa ni kabonang traffic light ikadunin komasilo ne fintinang saying garage ndingo bije faw.
When the taxis coming from traffic light, there is a way they took and turn and go towards the main garage at Westfield. So in fact now there is a small garage there. So that's the route we took.
And
that's the road we took.
Then Bortam Canifing South.
Then we were running until we were about to reach Canifing South.
Why Hanisa in soldier soldier will be no come.
But still the soldiers were following us, running after us.
Then Tata wala for that junction odoto, yeah.
We ran until we reached a junction there.
And Kofta.
Then we turned.
Kata saying GPTC bama kata oma fangola.
We turned and faced towards the area where the GPTC is located.
So tonta wala again.
We turned there again.
Because mbeselo la nyinin kan se fintino nyaming ida yetela sokono o yetela karamongoto.
We were just looking for a way where we can escape, either go to our homes or to go to the school.
So nata do wala.
That's the route we took.
Iceman.
When we reached Iceman, when we arrived at that junction at Iceman,
Paral saying it's like
so that's where we found the paramilitary standing and waiting for us. Because there were a lot of them at that place. But we didn't even remember that we were going towards their base.
So
when we arrived there and saw them,
again,
we stood again.
And tonta.
We turned.
Then
That time the soldiers who were following us, we didn't see them. So we turned back again.
Saying, I think it was Chinese or Japanese embassy benu daming.
We ran until when we arrived at the place, either it was the Chinese or the Japanese embassy.
Because birim futa Iceman paral fana bulatan no kan again.
So from the point we met the paras at Iceman, they also followed us.
Some volem futandi woto.
That's why we reached at that point.
And it's like aboko coming, we were just running for our life.
Just like we were running for our lives.
Coming.
Yes, we were trying to save our skin.
Yeah, so we
went after reaching that place.
Still
the paramilitary were running after us.
Then not only this place, post office.
When we arrived there, then we turned and ran towards the post office. When we reached at the post office,
Moli post office BJ CRNJ student will be CRNJ.
We found a lot of students at the post office.
So they
were angry and destroying things that they can reach.
The area that you described, would that be close to the MDI road or not?
Yes.
And you went past that to the post office?
Post office. Yes.
And at the post office, you started to describe what you saw students doing there.
Yes.
Before that, can you just tell us, were you able to tell for how long you had been fleeing away from, like running away from security forces?
Who are to them below country because what I'm on Kaporla Drong, ni borte for that Johnson Auto, ni Taraje, Tonla Koreke Borieta.
Well, I cannot estimate the time at that time because we were worried and we were running in fear. Wherever you go, if you see uniform men and run away from them. So we were just running like that.
So Abokolo coming home from La Mborumboranta jail round from Batata.
It's just like that area. We were running in circles, going round, running until we became tired.
I'm waiting for the post office.
So when we arrived at the post office, we found students at the post office who were very angry, destroying anything that they can lay hands on.
So I
stood and looked at them. I asked some students, what's happening?
Government because so saying security sanang kamol buti kamol bunki dola so wala yati nantol fana nga nyatele men sekunda la fengola post office no nga betinya.
The students' reply was that this government is not good. The uniformed men killed 2 students, or killed a student and maltreated 1 student. Nothing has been done about it. So this is why we said let's come out and demonstrate peacefully for them to pay attention to our demand. But the only thing they did was to send soldiers and paramilitary after us. They were beating us and killing students. So this is why we also became angry and we said anything that belongs to the government that we can lay hands on.
At that point, you told us that it was the security forces who had weapons. During your time at Westfield, going around Iceman, past MDI to the post office, did you at any point see any of the students with weapons?
Ako kabo Westfield, kata for Iceman, kata liye dinkralu menu be bori wonya. For ye hani talibolu kilingele jorang be membulu bang.
Hani.
No.
Did you see any of the students carrying guns?
For ye talibe kilingele bang wala talibolu jele bang kido be mennu bulu.
Hani for no bukol ni no bakol.
No, except our books and bags. Those were the things the students were holding.
And with your uniforms, which visibly showed that you were students?
And mo uniform balla kaitandiko atel mutalibo leti. Yes.
Can you tell us, you mentioned that the students were destroying the post office when you arrived?
Yenyum foko brief at the post office la yatra talibolu be tinyaro laje. Yes.
Can you give us details of what you saw? What were they doing exactly?
Ako foisa fo kekan wotinyaro to be munimune kekanje.
In fact, ni ajiwe fo dolbi je wolma uniform odum.
If you look at them properly, some people were there who were not wearing uniforms.
Dolbi je student mulia uniform odum.
There were students who were in uniform.
Student ol siata jele.
But there were many students too.
Ngamin jije wolom ye bundal letinya.
When what I saw there was the spoiled doors
palantero
and windows.
So bagasol mbe konote ke bondi.
And the equipment inside were being moved out.
Yeah, so je dal ngawle jije.
That's what I saw at the post office.
So nge nyininkai nyimfonyi.
I asked them, that's what they told me.
Solution odi.
I told them, but this is not the solution.
We
We are destroying our own property. This government will go, another government will take its place.
So I think
that's when I told them that this is not the solution. Let's look at something else. We were there, another larger group came and found us there.
Security
Those people were the security forces. Soldiers were there in uniform, paras were there. When they arrived,
then
when people saw them, then there was chaos, people started running.
So
that's how we started running again as we were doing before. So when they came, some were coming from the Westfield on the main road.
Sorry, Mr. Jammeh, before you continue. When the soldiers and the paramilitary arrived at the post office, you already told us before that when you saw the security forces, they were carrying guns. At the post office, did they use those guns?
Yes, when they arrived there, they started shooting. That's what sent panic into the students and they started running.
And from what you could observe, were they shooting at people or were they shooting in the air? What were they doing?
Akoye menje, sojaro law bundiro, ye be fairo ke kan santo le bang, fodu ye kido tili molle la be bunkang.
No bring kido kumatan ntenga wala moy dorom den mol be nata kidina gutum faya fay santo faya fay dum bot kido la kumata ya fairo le.
I didn't observe that. When we just had gunshots, whether they fired in the air, up or down or towards the students, I didn't observe that. But the moment I had gunshots, that's the time when we all started running.
Please continue telling us about where you ran to.
Yo, bring indol na takabona wesil ndo batna MDI ma fangla.
And these mulla wal
sojarol ni paral.
So when the paras arrived, some were coming from the Westfield and some were coming from the opposite direction.
What time
That's the time when we started running towards Bakau. We ran until we arrived at the junction where you have the official headquarters located presently.
So Marala.
Then we took a left. We took a bend towards on our left side.
Then
so now we were running towards Dipakunda. At that point, we were being followed by soldiers.
Because
the group I was running with, when we run for some time, I used to look behind and I always see running after us. That's the time I realized that these people following us were soldiers. That's how we ran. We ran until we arrived at the location where you have the Bakau garage now in Dipakunda.
You said that when you turned around, you saw that the soldiers, security forces were running after you.
Akoy nyum foko ni wati o wati ne koma fele ka sojaro leji alinoma. Yes.
At that point, did you notice anything about what they were doing apart from running after the students?
Ako fo tembo yeku koro silebang sojaro lube menke kang na manke ka bori doron ka bulal noma.
Hay benno kan be kido fay kan.
Well, they were following us and they were still firing. Yes.
What about the beatings that you mentioned earlier?
Ako yelli parolu men fo num komanto num dum fo fanay be li parola le bang.
No, wol man tol tarandi.
No, those people were unable to reach us. We
were
running in front of them and there was some distance between us and those security forces. When we went up to a further distance, they stood. They returned back. They returned.
So at this point, you had met different groups of soldiers and paramilitary along the way. Yakafu façon lu jemenu manke klindi paramilitary olu ni sojarolu alni olu bebente silo kan wotembo. Yes. Did you at any point recognize any of them?
Akofo tembo motarta wo paramilitary olu kono le wala sojarolu iye men sute.
No, ato de momo sute no because ebe dawre no time.
No, at that time I cannot recognize anybody because we were in fear and running for our lives.
Yeah,
that's why I cannot recognize any of them. We were just running to get away from them.
You told us that you eventually reached Dipakunda, correct?
Yes.
Please tell us what happened at Dipakunda.
When we arrived at Dipakunda, we found a group there again, but they were students. Then there were a lot of students there. I cannot reach them. There were a lot of students there.
Then
we were there. Then one person spoke there. He told us that now how things are folding out, our plan was to hold a peaceful demonstration from GTTI towards Banjul. Now everything has changed and it is completely spoiled. The way the security forces are behaving, now everything is spoiled. What we can do now? Let's disperse in peace. We go home. But that speaker, where he was standing, was a little bit distant from me. And he is not a tall person, he was a medium height person. So I was unable to look at this person to recognize who is this person speaking. But after he told us this, a lot of us understood there. As the time we all realized that, well, things have gone wrong. So we were there in thinking, which route are you going to take to go to your home? So before we left there, at that point, we all agreed to go home.
So
we were there.
So
another person came and appeared to us there. Who was the person of Halifa Sallah. Then he asked us. He asked us, what are you doing?
Just for the sake of clarity, who is Halifa Sallah?
I think now he is a member of parliament for Serekunda, ward in Serekunda.
Can you tell us what he told the group when he arrived?
During afutataje afonyang ay munefo aliyeje. The first thing he asked was, what are you people doing?
Nkae ko mbe demonstration la ngawle plan dum pour kake.
We told him that we planned to hold a demonstration.
Ako mole ko ba demonstration obuka keteng.
He told us, well, this is not the way demonstrations are held.
Akonye ko altolle musama alfalti.
You people are the future leaders.
Altolle betar la jan sama nintol botajam.
When we live here, you people are going to be the leaders of this nation.
Nali jantinya alka molle.
If you destroy this place, you are destroying it for yourselves.
Al demonstration oni ajibe al nyanta lolale aliye ak nyanta kele nyam ngali ako nyam.
Demonstrations are held in a way where you have to stand and do things rightly.
Nata fay kon manku fango kumas fango.
Then we informed him that, well, we didn't even start the demonstration.
Kami molbe dajale kanne.
That we were just gathering, meeting to try to gather together so that we will start the demonstration. As the time when soldiers and paramilitary came and the paramilitary started beating students. That's how we dispersed. People dispersed, people ran into different areas. And that's the time he told us, well, at this present situation, disperse and go to your homes. Because how things are going is not the right way. Some people among you people are destroying, and there's no benefit to you people tomorrow. Try and disperse and go to your homes.
So
when he gave us that advice, we were happy. Some people were even clapping for him. Then we told him that, well, there's no problem, we are going to disperse. That's how we were. Some people started going different areas, going to their homes.
At that point, had you heard of any students being killed or injured?
Ya aliyamu ile ban fo talibol dolu fatale wala e dolu baramale. Well, that happened. We had that news immediately after Mr. Salah left there.
Sorry.
So before he left, somebody shouted in the crowd and said, a student has been shot and killed.
So
when that person stated that, then Mr. Salah said, even if that happened, you shouldn't continue to do things the wrong way. Now you can leave everything as it is at this point and disperse.
So
then that's how he left, and we also heeded his advice.
Then
the student who shouted that someone, or the person who shouted that a student had been shot, did he say where the student was shot?
Men wurta kafo kono je wonya kafo ko ye talibe do bunne ya fa aya fole bang yo talibo bundami
ha ko Westfield.
Yes, the person said that a student has been killed at Westfield.
Did the person say who had shot and killed the student at Westfield?
Nyimari dun aya fole jumale yo talibo bun Westfield kafa.
Nato follow kola.
Yes, he stated he told us after.
Because bra atitata.
Because left.
Ama medoro.
Just a short while.
Wato mumata sojarola kuntieti.
At that time, the head of the soldiers, maybe Wolem CDS Tibang. Yes, the CDS. He arrived at the point.
What is the name of the CDS at that time?
Wotembo foi hakilo ya mutale jumalem CDS ti wotumo.
Babukar Jatta.
Yes, it's Mr. Babukar Jatta.
Tell us what happened when Mr. Babukar Jatta arrived.
Afonye Islam brim Mr. Babukar Jatta futateje mune natake. When he arrived,
karamto dinduliaje.
Students saw him.
Then ikeditanang.
Then they rushed. They said, yes, here is Babukar Jatta.
He
gave the order to shoot the students.
So alim fananga fa.
Let's also kill him.
So student roast na wale nyama.
That's how the students roast on him.
Modol bije mili yalon ko ya kata pour ka student ol tenkundi.
Some people were there who tried to restrain the students from attacking Mr. Jatta.
No. Allo follow nga lamoy.
Then that's the time I told the students that no. Let's listen to him.
Nga nyininka.
When we asked him,
Muniketa.
what happened?
Fatele order diba.
Did you give the order to shoot the students?
Fated.
Or isn't it you?
Bije ole nyama.
That's where we were. I was among the students who held hands together so that we will protect Mr. Jatta from being attacked by other students. Because some students were there who were seriously or very, very angry when they heard the death of a student.
So
that's how we did and tried to calm down the students until they became calm. So then we asked him. When we asked him, somebody also came and said, it's not the soldiers. When we asked him, he said he didn't give any soldier an order to shoot. When he said that, that's the time when somebody else in the crowd shouted that the shooting was not done by soldiers, it was done by the paramilitary. So that's the time he told us, let's go then to the camp of the paramilitary and ask them who gave them the order to, because if it is the order should come from me. So then that's how we went with him.
Why?
So you told us that students were locking their arms together in order to protect Baboucarr Jatta, the CDS.
Yenyine foko talibo lu ite fango nim dolu aliali bulo di nyola ka nyomuta purka kanta. Yes.
And you were one of them.
Ite fango be wolle kono. Yes.
Therefore, I take it you were in a position to hear what was being said.
Oto ibedamento tumo memmen kokundi mfotaje iba moilale. Yes.
And so the information that you're providing to us is information that you heard directly, or did you hear some of that information from other people?
Auto ibe kibaro ibe mem fo kantelieta keta kuleti fango bedame yamoy ifango nyala fodum yamoy modolela. No, I was present, I was there, I had it myself.
So at that point, the decision was to go to the PIU headquarters to find out about the incident regarding the student who was killed at Westfield, correct?
Potembo silang nyinamu allahamoti purkata PIU la kampoto kata nyininkaro la jumale bundiro ke menketa o talibo la sayati.
Yes. Killing. Wato.
That one student at the time, the death of one student at the time, yes.
Tell us what happened next.
So not at all.
That's how we went with him.
Westfield.
We went with him up to Westfield. When we went towards the camp of the para, just a little bit distance before arriving at the camp, a little bit away from the camp,
Gamsel or Gamtel, I think it's Gamsel Dalaje.
Just near the Gamsel. After KMC, I think that's where the Gamsel building is.
Yes.
When we arrived at that point, I saw somebody, a student. He took up a long stick. If I can remember properly, it was a stick of the moringa tree. That's what he was holding. He raised it up. He went up to the billboard, that board where the Gamtel advertisement was written. He beat that board with that stick just to spoil it.
So student rose takang.
Some other students rushed on him. Students told him that, what are you doing? We are trying to calm things down and now you are trying to bring another problem.
So jamaba rosta kan
A lot of students rushed on him.
lafta ka bute do ya start la fan kalipa fam
They wanted to beat him. In fact, some had already started to beat him up.
so nte nga jibe rek
I looked at them.
nga korosiro ko fonnata sute ko yara fo unde fam baadi ngolti
I looked at the student and recognized him that this man is my own relative.
nimule nyobulo muta
And I held hands with other people.
so nata wol bulol ta nge muta nyobala nata boje
We held hands and then we tried to move away from there.
tata pour ko ma koy
I went to help this other student who they were beating.
so nata fole wol nyama ko lablaje
That's the time I told them, leave him, stop beating him.
so nata do ko nyin tabulu
I took the stick from him.
nata ta nyola
I went with him.
Up until that point, when you saw this individual who you said is your relative, were you still in the group with Babukar Jatta, or had he left at that point?
Ako wo wato albefutala wo tembo to tumo men hanfo yenyin dokoje nyim talibo bulu men nata ke ibadi ngoti fo tembo be yatarle alnim Babukar Jatta le be silo kambang fo yatara tata.
time on nabe sula kan son tenge bulale
No, we were still moving with him.
nata wo silo bulan jita duma
But later on I left them and went down.
tato gam sella dulato
I went to that place, that Gamsel location,
nyin doma be fanko lipakandami
where this man I found, in fact he's a younger brother, I found where he was beating that board.
so nata wo fata wala nyama
And as I stopped him,
nata tara wo silo karadola
then we were on the other side of the road.
This relative of yours, what's his name?
Ila wo badi ngo atodum.
atomu yankuba bojang
His name is Yankuba Bojang.
You told us about the CDS Babukar Jatta arriving at Dipakunda, and then you went with him towards KMC Gamtel area.
Eko Babukar Jatta altara Dipakunda, Brial na diamuta. Abojela le silo muta kana KMC kana uma fango kan koebe memfo kanteng. Yes.
With the intention of going to the PIU headquarters.
Adu nyina mala hamuti purkata PIU la kordato. Yes.
Was Babukar Jatta on his own, or did he come with someone else?
Babukar Jatta dam manne bije sojaroti bam fodun anin sojar dol le nata nyola.
anin sojar kelin nata je
He came with one soldier. If I can remember properly,
I red beret la dum
he was wearing a red beret.
and pistol fana babulu
He was also having a pistol
ba kartan tengola
on his side, a side holster.
pistol nyum fana nimanyina ayabla keran koyolo kono
If I can remember properly, the pistol was in a white holster.
ya ni wala nata je
And he came with that man.
And was that the only individual who came with Babukar Jatta?
Ako sojarol kuno damman nim Babukar Jatta nata bang.
o den tengola je
Yes, that's the only person I saw with Mr. Jatta.
And from Dipakunda going towards the Gamtel KMC area, headed to PIU, were you walking, or how did you get there?
Governor Dipakunda kana Gamtel KMC PIU kan wo ma fangola. Albetama kan alisingol la bang fo.
hambeta makande nga nyobulo muta
Yeah, we were walking and we were holding hands too.
dolben ko ma so ndi nabeta kan dolben nyaata dolben ko ma ben tema
So some students were behind, we held hands and we were following Mr. Jatta to protect him, and some students were in front of him.
After the incident regarding your relative, Mr. Yankuba Bojang, you said that you pulled the stick away from him and then you were on the other side of the road.
Yenyim foko ela o badi ngo Yankuba Bojang biringo la ko keta itata yedo ko tabulu silang atelbe silo la o karadola. Yes.
When you say you were on the other side of the road, can you tell us, for example, what kind of landmarks were in that area? We want to situate where you were.
Lafta jelale exactly albema fawmen niko itebe altelbe silo o karadola. Fota man ser bijele bang simen fono ka foko mbe ma fawmen na nyinni ma fawla ngola nyine bije.
odla comme nibita kam banjul mana bañi newo muta
If you are going towards Banjul on the main road from Westfield,
ni ajibe bulwa karola
on your right hand side,
manandi ngo jelaji
there is a small tar road
ing bota nawek ma famala
which is from the Nawek area.
kana katambi KMC kata Gamsel then towards Katafo Joshua Mafon.
That small tar road went from Gamsel and went to KMC and continued on towards Joshua.
So woman ten bring injo to nata sa unjeleto.
That small road, that small tar road, that's what we took. When I took the stick from my that relative, that's the tar road we took going towards the PIU.
So na nata continue silandingola.
Then we went on walking on that small road.
So mbitakang.
We were going.
But
when I took the stick from him,
because
there were a lot of people.
So ngatabul purka fai. There is a
big gutter between these two roads, the main road and the small tar road. I wanted to throw the stick in that gutter.
So why ninkomba faila molka
but if I wanted to throw it, there were a lot of people between me and the gutter, so I didn't want to hit anybody. So I tried to avoid people to go nearer to the gutter to throw it in the gutter. That's how we were going. The place I threw it.
So then
I turned and looked around to find out whether Babakar is still going with the other students.
So
I was just looking. Then we were very close to the paramilitary.
So
we found them standing with their guns.
Yeah, so
after that,
straight
that's the time I had the first gunshot.
So
when that gun was fired, then I told my younger brother, let's leave.
So the
point we turned around to run away. Because if you look at the place where I threw the stick, I was not far from the gutter, not far from the stick where I threw it. That's the place to run away.
Then time
that's the time when the bullet struck me.
So I'm madaming.
Where the bullet struck me, I fell down inside that gutter.
Please take your time, Mr. Jammeh.
Ilawatota, Mr. Jammeh.
Are you ready to continue? Or should we
First
give you a bit more time?
Yes, I can.
You said the bullet struck you. Can you tell us where it struck you?
The bullet struck my left leg. Around my knee. That's where the bullet struck me. From behind. And the bullet came out in front. The bullet entered my leg from the back and came out in the front.
You said it entered your left leg at the back.
Yes.
Is it fair to assume that you were running away when you were struck by the bullet.
Ako woto mo safono ite kole di ibe borikan kakana woto mo len kesoye ma kabonan komala.
Because
Yes. Because when I had the gun,
what time olen tonta?
that's the time when I turned around.
So ko batanga borngata.
I said, okay, let me run and get away from here.
So what time ole keso natam?
That's the time when the bullet struck me.
Nata boy kota din ko nyinko.
Then I fell inside the gutter.
So mbije
Lying down there,
for zero nyimbotan na cause bira madrem is like kama bokolo ko ntata la foka pare.
well, when I fell down, I became unconscious.
Man fen kalam da ko rek.
I didn't feel anything else.
Mbije ole nyama.
I was lying down like that.
Wo gota din ko kono je.
In that gutter,
What time of fango benyam fanga be maneri mbake la fanga.
and it was very bad inside that gutter.
Jeben no ring.
It was filthy.
Nyamol bije.
Grass
Bale bije.
with so many other things inside the gutter.
So why bring jolonte jammo kalam tafang.
But when I was struck by this bullet and I fell in that gutter, I was not even aware of anything else.
Bring nga nyaay nga jejiwe.
But when consciousness returned until I opened my eyes, I look around.
Comme fa ko way mune be jam nteme min toilet.
I said to myself, where am I?
Bije wala nyama rek so ko batonga wuli.
I was lying down there, then I said, let me try to get up.
Lafta ka wir rek mo will no.
I wanted to get up, but I cannot move.
Then after ngani singo jibe.
Then that's the time when I looked around myself, I looked at my leg.
Cause Ibrahim bring will tanga jibe mbulba singo ngatra la pour ko fenke o move ta.
Because when I tried to move, I moved my right leg. When my right leg moved,
Why what time maranying?
but by that time my left leg,
Savo baba tale dal.
it was completely stiff.
So nga jibe wala nyama.
That's the time when I looked at my leg.
Nga jeng kumbal ngoto sisi e kaboji.
I saw that smoke was coming out of my knee.
So after nga je na kurto fana sota.
I saw that my trouser was punctured
So
with a hole.
then ngam fa woni ka munente soto ma
Then-
understand.
I asked myself, well, what happened to me? I don't know.
Then mbije
I was just like that there, and I said to myself, well,
so gota nyin kono jiem mbije
inside the gutter, the water there,
na je yellow kaboji.
the water all became red.
Na jibe wala nyama rek so ngambulo ken sinkoto.
Then I looked at it, I put my hand behind my leg.
So nga feel ko ye mbaramatale.
Then that's the time I felt that, yes, I am wounded.
But still ndema long mune be caring.
But still, I don't know what has happened.
Then still singo dal mbuka feel la bebe babari.
But still, my leg was still stiff. I don't feel anything in my leg.
So after then bije
I was just like that there.
kakido moy pow.
I hear shootings, I hear gunshots going on.
Molba wurla.
People were shouting.
Then bije wala nyama nga mo kilinja tambita.
That's the way I was there in the gutter and I saw someone pass.
So nata okumandi.
I called him.
Kay nay makoy.
I told him to come and help me.
O lota njibe rek.
He stood and looked at me.
Wurita.
He shouted.
So ajita nang
He came down into the gutter.
ayam chikawle nyama ayam funtindi.
He took me up and took me out of the gutter.
Ayam sindi duma.
He made me sit down on the ground.
Ayam sindi duma je banta je.
It made me sit down on the ground outside.
So mbije
That's where I was.
paramilitary mo sako mo nani nyong
4 paramilitary officers came.
fulana da tata teno kang.
2 came and went after the man who helped me.
So ya start kalipa.
They started beating him up.
Na koy ko mune katante mo Red Cross solti.
He told them, what has happened? I'm a Red Cross volunteer.
Still ibali pakang.
But they went on beating him.
Ya lipa wala nyama fameta.
They beat him up until for some time.
And mo fulo komi mo nan le nata fula do nyol nata ntea.
Because they were 4 in number. The other 2 came to me.
Then kilimo nata o time be nyamin dal nsafo ngadi mo start le ka feel.
So when one reached me, at that time I started feeling pain.
So ngam ko jimo nyang pour kan simo jibe.
I bent my head to look at my leg.
Do nata o lafta kan tulo fadi.
The other man came and wanted to slap me.
So ngajibe roke rek ngam bulo wulindi woy.
I just looked at him and raised my hand.
Then I mbulo lipa.
Then he bit my hand.
Nyindo fana na wala fakal lipa ngambulo fana ulindi woy.
The other one came on the other side and wanted to beat me up. I raised my hand again.
So ngo fana kale wolto.
I stopped his hand.
So then yaje ko bilafta kalli pale bibulo la boti man soto noto.
They wanted to beat me with their hands and they cannot reach my body.
Do nata then woy damfunin komala.
So one turned and went behind me and kicked me.
Nyindo fana damfu.
The other one also kicked me.
So modo nata ko alabula.
So someone came and told them that stop, leave him.
What time on tebe daming.
But at that time,
that
beating,
I
didn't feel it much
because
what is worse has already happened to me than the beatings they were meting on me.
So everywhere stop.
When that man stopped them from beating me, then they left that other man who helped me.
And another for you Red Cross holding a right to all
he told the Red Cross volunteer, I have the right to help this man.
So in a moto private moto natalo. Private big moto.
That's what they were discussing until a private car came.
So after ilanyindo munko ya last stop.
The man who stopped them from beating me, he asked me, are you a student? I said yes. He asked me, where are your books? I told him that's my uniform I'm wearing. He asked me, which school uniform is this? Then I told him, well, do you know Sheikh Maska school? That's the school uniform I'm wearing. He asked me, where are your books? By that time, my bag was on my back. Then I turned and opened my bag. I showed him my books. I asked him, what are these? He said, yes. He told me, then you see what you are doing now. It is not only you people who are involved. Criminals or bad boys have decided to join you. Those are the people who are destroying or taking the thing around to destroy your demonstration. I said, even if that's happening, does it mean this should happen? Then he told me, well, I think you will sit down for 3 months without going to school. I said, yeah, but that's what you people want.
It's all right.
He said, okay, it's all right.
So
That's what we were discussing until this private man came with his private car.
I think
The man who and took me out of the gutter, I forget his name.
But I believe Mr. Nyan.
His surname is Nyang. I forget his first name, but his surname is Nyang. Because I used to call him Mr. Nyang. Well, I thank Mr. Nyang very well.
Yeah, so from there I went to private law.
From there, when the private car stopped, he opened the door. They asked him, what has happened? What do you want? He told them that I am here to collect this man.
But before
that man came, where I was sitting when the man took me out of the gutter,
it's like
well, what was happening to me at that time was, I lose consciousness, a few minutes later I'll become conscious, a few minutes later I lose consciousness again.
Well,
in fact, there was a point when I had to lie down on the ground. Then I got up and sat down.
Okay, so
I was there looking around. I saw 4 students. They were wearing white shirts and black trousers. When I was looking at those students,
na korosiro nata balay tol kambake
My mind focused on those 4 students.
because ibe kenya min kono dal wala nyinen dem fangola
Because those 4 students, the condition they were in made me forget about myself.
am ngol jele woli fango sabo wala nyama
I saw them, and those people, the condition they were in,
e fango sabala fo itenkunta tek
they were lying down, struggling until at the end they all became steady.
so ndela jero do ko dal wol fato wol to dak
But what I realized, or what I thought, that these 4 students have already died.
because e fango saba fo tenkunta
Because they struggled until at the latter part they all became steady.
Mr. Jammeh, thank you very much for that explanation.
Mr. Jammeh numbara ila usataro kang.
Unfortunately, it is now time for the break.
Sa nga felentina dahawato sita.
So I will allow you to provide more explanation, and I have a few follow-up questions.
Mbe bulala puru ye continue kaki sataro fanambe nyinin kar danta kela.
But we should do that after the break.
Pare ninna dahawato banta fom muruta na ngutumo lembe tenten na wala.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman,
thank you
we will proceed after the break with perhaps half an hour more of his testimony, and then we will commence with the next witness.
Itung
Thank you.
council ko mbe montoro mbita dahala barni muruta na ngabita anfo montoro minute tansaba nate be continue la ukola nsina witness donati.
Splendid. Thank you, Council. We will take a 30-minute break, come back at 12 noon sharp. Meeting is adjourned.